Hi and welcome to my North Knit Corner. My name is Anne and I am coming to you from the south of Norway. This is me trying to have a kind of video podcast about knitting. And as I said, I am from Norway. English is not my first language. So this is way out of my comfort zone, speaking in English. So please bear with me. I will probably pronounce things totally wrong. And but I'll do my very best. And also my knitting, what's it called? My knitting language is, I have to learn. And I hope this can help me do that. The reason I want to make this podcast in a language I don't usually speak so often is because I have a knitting podcast in Norwegian. I started that in April this year because I love to knit and I love to watch other people talk about their knitting on podcasts, and I just love the knitting community, and I love to watch podcasts from other places than Norway too. So I thought, why not try to make a podcast in English as well. So here I am. I will try my best, and I probably will be a bit awkward this first episode, and if I do it again, probably it will get easier. I hope so. Since we haven't been able to travel for quite a while now abroad, I haven't been able to use the English language so much. So this is my chance to refresh the English. Yes. So, like I said, I'm Anne. I'm from Norway. I'm married. I have 3 kids, 3 boys that are 5, 12 and 15 years old. And I started knitting about 3 years ago. I knit a little bit before that, but not much, and I wasn't very good. So I thought that knitting was something I would never learn. I could never knit a sweater. But I crocheted a lot and I love that. But then someone told me that if you can crochet, you can learn how to knit. And they challenged me to knit a hat, which I did with some help. And I actually managed to do that. Pretty proud of myself, I have to say. And since I managed to do that, I wanted to knit a sweater, of course. I mean, I knit a hat. So I tried to knit a sweater for my youngest. He was 2 years at the time. So not a big garment. And I did that too. I mean, wow. from there, it's been knitting non-stop for me. And knitting has become like therapy for me. Because in 2009, when I was 28, yes, I can say that, I'm 39, soon to be 40 years old. But when I was 28, I got a cancer diagnosis, Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I'm cancer-free now. It was a real tough time with chemotherapy, but I'm cancer-free. And I have been able to work a few years after that, which I am very grateful for. But after having my third child, my body just stopped working somehow. My energy levels are really low, and yeah, so I can't work anymore because my head gets really crazy up here and my energy is really low. So knitting is something I can do. I can sit here in my chair in my knitting corner and just relax and knit. And I just love it because I can produce something like a garment for myself, for my kids, or yeah. And it's been real good for me. Yes, so let's get started with the knitting stuff. So if you're interested in knitting, then I hope you will join me, find your knitting or your crocheting or whatever, and something good to drink. Today I have a vanilla latte that my 12-year-old son has made for me. He's a really good barista. So I'm very lucky. Yes. So if you watched knitting podcasts before, I will do a lot of the same as they do. Starting with what I'm wearing today. This was something that I knitted last year. This is all leftover yarn, so I'm really happy with that. It's called Castelle. It's a free pattern from Fletteglede, and I believe you can find it on Ravelry. Not very good at saying that, not even in Norwegian, but Ravelry. Yeah, you can find the free pattern there, Castelle. But the top has whole patterns with holes in it, and I started doing that, but I don't know. But maybe it was just that I chose to use different colors, striped or whatever, but it wasn't nice. So I took it up and just used the pattern, but didn't use the holes. Yeah. So I'm pretty happy with it. It's not too long, and but it's really hot. And the yarn I used was Sandnes Sunday. Sandnes is a Norwegian yarn, and it's called Sandnes Sunday, this yarn, and it's merino wool. So and also together with the leftover mohair, there was a lot of different types: knitting for olive, some from Sandnes, drops, yeah, different kind of mohair. And it's great because it's a free pattern and you can use your leftovers, and I like that because I have a lot of leftovers and I need to use them, so that's great. So that is what I'm wearing today. I will try to write down below in the box under the video the things that I talk about and what yarn I used and stuff. Yes. And I can say that I am on Instagram and on Ravelry. And I can write it on the screen because, yeah, it's Norwegian, you know. But I want to make a group on Ravelry for this podcast. And I also want to make own Instagram account. But I will write it in the box below if I will, yeah, when I've done it. Yes. But that's on the agenda. Since I haven't had English, you know. I think in Norwegian I have to get it out in English. Let me try that again. Since I haven't had an episode before, then I can't show you what I've done since the last one, but I can show you what I have done in the last weeks anyway, what I have finished. And the first thing I want to show you is Collett tee from Vitre Design. She's a Norwegian designer, real great designer with a lot of lovely patterns. Really check her out on Ravelry, Vitre Design. And I also have her book here. I believe it's in English as well. Yeah, lot of great patterns in here. Yes. And I have, let me get that out of the way. I have knitted a Collett tee. I knitted one for myself a while ago and my sister saw it and she said, I want one. And I said, okay, I will knit it for you. So we went and we bought some yarn, and I can't show you, I will show you on a picture because she already got it. But I knitted it in Rauma Pelana, which is 50% cotton, 50% merino. It's a DK weight yarn. And it's in the color 0259. It's a red color, really red color. But it was an easy knit. I did it in a week, and yeah, so I hope she's happy with it. So that's one thing that I've done in the last weeks. I also crocheted, actually. Since I started to knit 3 years ago, I haven't really crocheted. I did a lot of crocheting before, but I haven't done it in 3 years because I've been knitting. So I saw this pattern for a unicorn bag, a little bag for someone who loves unicorns. So I know this girl who really loves unicorns, and she has a birthday coming up. So I crocheted one for her. And I don't have it to show you, but I will show you on a picture because I can't wait. I gave it to her already. But it was a free pattern, but I believe it's only in Norwegian, so I'm really sorry about that. But it was really easy to crochet. It was it was not knit, it was crocheted in Drops Paris, which is cotton yarn, and iron weight, and also Drops Safran, which is also cotton, but sport weight yarn, I believe. It was a white Drops Paris, it was mint, and a light blue purple. It's the name of the color. A light grey and a light pink in the Drops Safran yarn. So it was a real easy to crochet. I did it in one evening. you know, crocheting, it goes so fast compared to knitting. So you have your product real fast. So that's the benefit of crocheting. So I was really happy with the unicorn bag. And I hope the girl who got it is happy with it too. Yeah. And I have a few leftovers, so maybe I have to crochet some more unicorn bags. It's a great gift and easy to crochet, so we'll see. But my heart is really with the knitting, I have to say. My next project that I have finished the last few weeks, I have here. And it's a summer top. It's been really, really hot here in the south of Norway for the last month, really. Today it's raining and it's been thunder, but that's okay. I kind of missed the rain a little bit. But it's the time for summer knits, and that's great. So, Midtsommer Tea by Christina Larsos. She's called Humble Knit, and you can find her on Instagram. And this was a really great summer top to knit. It's mostly stockinette, but you have the braids on the arms. And I really love braids. I'm sure you will find out if you keep on watching me. I think they are really, really nice. And I love to knit braids for some reason. So I'm really happy with this. It's kind of thick. It's knit in Dalegarn lerke, which is DK yarn in the color 8153. It's a kind of pinkish, peach, yeah, I don't know, pink peach, something like that. And it's 52% merino, 48% Egyptian cotton. Yeah, DK. Yeah, so it's kind of heavy, you know. It's a bit thick, and so when it's 30 degrees outside Celsius, then it's a bit too hot to wear. But it's okay for a bit colder days. I see my ants, they go out. I don't know if you have the same problem as I do, but often with this, when I knit in this cotton or a merino blend, I have problems with the ends. They always stick out. So if you have some tips, I'll gladly receive them because it's kind of annoying, you know. I don't know if you can see it, but it's sticking out here. So, well, but I'm happy with this. I love it. I do. If you can say that about things you knit yourself, I think you can. Oh, my coffee is getting cold. Yes, so that was the Midtsommer Tea. I have some notes. I have to turn and then. Here in Norway, it's been a sock pattern that everyone is knitting. I mean, all podcasters, knitting podcasters are knitting these socks here in Norway. But I understand why. And a podcast here in Norway called To rette og en vrang. I don't know how to translate that, but they have a knit along on these socks. And it's a real cool sock pattern. It's called Rumpelstiltskin, and it's by Very Busy Monkey. Really, really fun pattern, and it's in English. So that was a little bit of a challenge for me. I'm not used to English knitting patterns. When I crocheted, I always used English patterns. I don't know why, but I never understood the Norwegian crochet patterns. I only knew the terms in English, but with the knitting it's reverse. So, but I did my best and I got a pair of socks. I'm really happy about that because I'm not a sock knitter either, but I really want to be. Yeah. So this is Rumpelstiltskin by Very Busy Monkey. I don't know if it wants to focus. Yeah. It's really nice pattern here. But this is a yarn I have hand dyed myself. And it's a bit too noisy, I think, the yarn with this pattern. I don't think it shows that much. So I really want to knit another pair in this Arvetta from Pelana in ice blue color. I think that will be nicer. Yeah. But I'm happy. I have a pair of socks. It's a little bit too big for me. I have to do a smaller size on the next time I knit them. But you know, it's great to have something for the gift basket too. And I have a pair of socks I'm really happy about. And it's only a sock yarn, yeah, that I have hand dyed myself. So that's the Rumpelstiltskin. Ooh. It's hot. I think it's because I'm a little bit nervous about speaking English. But I hope you understand what I am saying. And if I talk too fast or something like that, please tell me. I will try to do better. But I haven't really spoken English in, yeah, since a couple of years ago I was abroad. So, you know, it's not something I do very often. My kids, though, they are great in English. They watch YouTube, like I have started to as well, because of the podcasts of knitting. So I start to understand why they are watching all this gamers on the YouTube channel now. But yeah. Anyways, I'm chatting away. It's the knitting we are here for. So the next thing I have finished, and the last thing I've finished object I want to show you, it's the test knit that I have done for a Norwegian designer called Runa Strikk. And of course I want to put it all down here on the screen for you and in the box below, because it's a lot of Norwegian designers, and yeah, and I'm not sure she has any patterns in English yet, but she's a really good designer. Yeah. Yes, and I have test knitted a sweater for her called Fletteglede. I will try to translate it. It's called Braid Happiness or something like that. Fletteglede. And you know, braids, that makes me happy, so it's perfect for me. And this is the sweater I have test knitted. It's wet because I had washed it and blocked it, and then it's blocked nicely, but it's still a little bit wet. But I have to show you. It's braids here, and I don't know what you call this in the middle here. It's because pearl. That's is that right? You also call it pearl? Please tell me. Yeah. And braids, and it's the bubbles on the arms, and I have never knitted bubbles before. because I could choose if I wanted to have braids on the arm or bubbles, and I really wanted to try the bubbles because it looked a lot of fun. And it was. The only thing that's a little bit scary is that you have to open. Okay, the English stops now. You know, you have. I have to stop and I have to find out what this word is. Okay, I'm back. It's called stitch, of course. Hello, I knew that. But I just have to check. Sometimes it just stops in my head, you know. And I have a chronic illness to blame. No, I can't. I didn't remember. It's called stitch, yes. You have to take the stitch and you have to open it like... Stopped again. You know, open down. Ruin your knitting, really. And then you take and knit through. Yeah, I don't know if you understand what I mean, but if you have knitted bubbles, you know what I mean. So you can see it here. No, not there. There. Yeah, so that was a bit scary because I ruined my knitting, I felt. I mean, I have knitted so a lot of stockinette and I just have to rip it up, you know. No, but it's fine. When I got used to it, it was okay, and it's the result is real cool. I think I like it. And I knitted this in a yarn from Hipknitshop. I believe that's a Norwegian brand as well. And the yarn is called Pop Merino. It's 100% merino wool. Also a DK yarn. Yeah, and I knitted this in a double thread, so it's really heavy. You know, it weighs almost half a kilo. So it's heavy, but it's good and warm. And you know, when it's really, really cold here in the winter, I can use this. But it has to wait for a while yet before I can use it because it's so warm. But I'm happy with this. Braided happiness. So that was that. And I have some whips, of course. I am knitting on. It's a summer, it's vacation for my kids and my husband. And we have been at home all summer, not traveling because of the pandemic, of course. And everyone here in Norway is traveling the country this year as last year. So the best is to stay home. Yeah. Because everyone is everywhere else and we can be here. That's nice. At home. And my kids love to be home. So that's great. And I can knit and knit and knit. And I love it. So I am knitting on a few things. This one thing is a shawl. It's just something I knit on in between the other stuff because it's an easy knit. It's easy to have with me if I'm around or on the coffee shop or whatever. So it's not a project that gets the most love, but it's getting there slowly. And it's the Horizont shawl from a place in Denmark called Gull. And I really like this shawl. I'm not a shawl person really. I have only knit one more shawl, and it's also from Gull, and it was for my mother-in-law. But shawls are real popular here in Norway between the knitters. And I think maybe I will knit some shawls this year. Yeah, maybe I'll try to start wearing some shawls, but this I will definitely use because I really, really like it. It's yeah, yarn from Gull as well. They plant dye their yarn, which I really love. And this yarn is New Zealand lamb wool. Some of it is undyed, and then it's a broderie yarn, I think it's called. It's like little, yeah, for broderie, I think it's called, in different colors. And you get a real cool effect, I think. It's I'm sorry about the threads and all, but I hope you can get to see a little bit about. And I started here with the color, and then I change. So I'm really happy with this, and it's really easy to knit as well. But I made a mistake, of course. Even though it's easy to make a mistake when you stop thinking about what you're doing. So I have a little bit of a mistake here. I think maybe you can see it, I don't know. It's a little bump because I did something wrong, but I don't care. It's only for me, and it's my signature. It's my signature. Yeah, I'm sorry. But you get my point, I hope. Yes. I hope I can be of some, yeah, I can have a good laugh on my expense. That's okay. Yeah. So I think it will be a great shawl for the fall and winter. And you know, it's a fast knit, but I only knit on it now and then. So yeah, it's no hurry. Still summer here, even though it's raining really badly. Now I can see out the window. Yes. And another podcast here in Norway, they have a knit along on Christmas in July, which is that you start to knit on a Christmas sweater or cardigan. You don't have to finish it in July, but you have to start it. And so I have. Because in December last year, I saw this beautiful sweater with braids in red, beautiful red color that I really wanted to knit, but I didn't have the chance in December last year. So I bought the yarn for the sweater and the pattern on a New Year's sale. So when they started this knit along, I thought it was the perfect time to start this sweater. I have it in a bag that I have crocheted actually. So when I look at this, I think I have to crochet more. But I have too much to knit, so we'll see. But it's a bag I'm really happy with. In here is my Christmas sweater, which is in this color. Christmas red, you know. It's Dale Kidsilk Erle, which is 56% mohair, 26% silk, and 18% wool. And if I'm right, this is also a DK weight yarn. That is something I have to learn. The difference about DK, fingering, sport yarn. Yeah, I will do my best to learn that. But I believe this is DK weight. And in my Norwegian podcast, which is called Strikkekroken, by the way, I talked about this in one of my episodes. And I said I was going to start on this sweater in double thread. And I forgot to tell them what yarn it was and stuff, but yeah. So there was someone asking me on Instagram what the yarn was, that sweater that I was going to knit in double thread. And I thought, what? What sweater? Because I had started my sweater, and I haven't told you what the name of the sweater yet, have I? It's actually called December Sweater, and it's by Knitting by Emilie, which also is a Norwegian designer with a lot of beautiful patterns, and Runa Strikk, which is designer behind this. So they have worked together on this pattern called December Sweater. And yes, that sweater in double thread, because I've started, here it is, I started on this, but I started with 3 threads because the pattern says 3 threads, but it's another yarn. And I forgot that. And that when I bought this yarn, I found out that I only needed 2 strands. Yeah. Do you say thread or strands? Please tell me. Please help. Strands? Maybe? Yeah. Whatever. So I had started this in 3 strands. And I had come pretty far. I started the braids on the front. I will put up a picture so you can see how it really is. And then it dawned on me when she asked about this that I had done it all wrong. I started with 3 and it was only 2, and of course I didn't have enough yarn to knit it in 3 threads, and the gauge, I believe it's called, would be totally wrong. So I'm really happy this person asked me this question, because I had to just start again with 2 strands. And so now I'm only on the ribbing, and I put it away for a while because I got a little bit upset, you know. But I only had to start this sweater in July to join the Christmas in July knit along, and it doesn't have to be finished before the mid-December, I think. So that's okay. I will do that, but it can have a rest for the moment, I think. So it's not UFO yet, but yeah, it will get some love now and then, I believe, but not right now. I'm a bit upset with the December sweater. All right. Then I also have a singlet on my needles because I needed to start something new. I have it in this little sweet project bag that Norwegian podcaster has made. And this is a singlet called the Sina singlet. I will put up a picture for you. It's from House of Yarn, and it's a free pattern, but I'm not sure it's in English, maybe just Norwegian, not sure. But this is it. I started, and this is Lille Lerke, which is fingering weight yarn. It's 53% merino wool and 47% cotton, and it's so soft. I really like this. It's so airy, and I think it will be a great summer top. So I have to hurry and hope for maybe one one day or two with the sun, and so I can use it before the fall comes to Norway. Yeah, but it's really, really lovely. Oh. I think it will be really great. And the color of this, yes, I have forgotten. Oh, here it is. I have a label. It's Dalgarn, yes, Lille Lerke, and it is color number 8147. And I think it's kind of like, I don't know, sea green. I think it looks a bit gray maybe, but it's a kind of dark sea green color. Yeah. So that's that. I'm hoping I'm not boring you. If I am, you're probably not watching me anymore, so that's good. All right. And I'm also knitting on one more thing. I believe it's the last whip I have. And it's also a Norwegian pattern. I'm not sure about the English in this one either. It's a Norwegian designer called Ellen Haugenbergs Rønning. She runs a very famous yarn shop here in Norway called Fortuna, and they also hand dye yarn, which is so beautiful. So I can link to the store below. It's worth a look, really. And she made a beautiful summer top, which they have a knit-along on as well. A lot of knit-alongs here in Norway. Maybe you have that too around the world, but I love that. It's nice. But this I wasn't going to knit. It's a multicolored pattern, and I don't really do that. You know, I'm really bad with the multicolor pattern because I do it too tight and it's not nice at all. Really, I've tried a couple of you know, Norwegian tradition knitting sweaters, and yeah, it's not nice. I'm not good at it, so I wasn't planning to do this. But I like to dye yarn. I really love to dye yarn. I've done it today as well. I just almost as fun as knitting. And so I dyed some yarn. I only use food coloring for now because I'm new at this, and we'll see if I'll try some acid dyes later on, but right now it's food coloring and it's great. It works perfectly, and I love to watch Chemnitz. If you've seen her, she does amazing things when she dyes her yarn, and I learn from her, and it's a lot of fun. So I put black Wilton food color in the pot, put some yarn in, and I knew it wouldn't be black. That much I knew. But that's a little bit exciting with the food coloring because you never know what you're gonna get. No. But I got this. Yeah. Won't focus. I'm not sure it will focus. But you know, it's some dark purple. It's petrol. Is it called that in English? Petrol? Not gas. But a dark, not bluish color, but yeah, you can see. And it's actually a little bit of pink in here. Yeah, a lot of things happening here. But I really, really love this yarn. And when I was finished with this, I took it out of the pot. It was still a little bit of color left, like a light pastel blue color. So I put in another yarn, and I got this. And to show you, this is white, so it's not white. It's like a really pastel greenish, light greenish, bluish. Yeah. Really love this. I love pastel. And I had some pink yarn I dyed, which is a little bit of pink, a little bit of peach in it. And these three together I really, really like. So I thought, okay, what can I do with this? I want to knit something, a garment, not socks. And I thought about this top by Ellen. And I thought, okay, I'll try. I'll give it a go. Everyone else is knitting it. I can do it. So I started. It's called Fagerlia, by the way. And I started. And I got started on the top, because you start from the top. Got a little bit down and you start on the pattern. And I didn't understand the pattern at all. And the problem is not the pattern, the problem is me. And I tried, but I knitted a little bit, but I understood that no, this is not working out. This is not right. So I took it up. I got some help from my husband, because when I need some math help with the patterns, he is there and he knows. Sometimes he understands it better than me. He's an engineer, you know. No, so I tried to do it the way he told me to, but it was wrong. And then I thought I understand it again. I took it up, I did it again. No, it was wrong. Now we are on 3 times. Yeah. And then a light went up. I understood it. I did it. But the problem was when I knitted quite a bit, and it was really okay. I was really happy. Then I remembered I forgot to use the pink. And I can't have that. I needed to have the pink. It was okay, but I wanted the pink. So I started again. And yes. And so it went on. No. But then I got, I understood it, and I have knitted it. I'm almost done. I have one sleeve left. Yes. And here it is, you know. Let me see if I can get it the right way for you. And I really think it's really lovely. I love the colors, and I love this pattern. And right now, you know, it's not so even, and I'm not good at this twirl on the back here, but I try not to do it too tight, because that's what I usually do, and it turns out really bad. But I think I've done a okay job this time, and maybe with a little bit of damp. Is it called damp? Yeah. If not, you have to educate me so I can learn for next time. Yes. But I think it will be okay in a little bit of washing, damping. Yeah. I finished this. And by the way, this is sockyarn. I can't remember. I think it's 80% wool, 20% nylon, something like that. But I don't like the sleeve, it's too big. So my plan is to take this up and decrease some more. But I will try this other first and just decrease a little bit more, a little bit, so it's not this wide. And I know the gauge is right, so I don't know. Maybe maybe it's supposed to be like this, I don't know. But I will decrease a little bit more and it will be perfect, because the rest of the top is fitting me really nicely. So I'm happy with this, and it's really fun to knit. It's something you have colored or dyed yourself. So I can recommend to try that if you haven't dyed yarn before. It's really easy. It's fun. Yeah. All right. I'm hot. It's almost 26 degrees in here. And you know, this is really hot. And this is cold, so. All right. So that was the last whip I have for now. Maybe you think I talked enough. And like I said, I love to dye yarn. It's only with food coloring, but it's a lot of fun. So I thought maybe I can show you some of the latest yarn I have colored. So I use different methods because it's a lot of fun to experiment a little bit. And this is a little bit speckled with the purple. And you know, the purple is really fun because it divides into different colors. And there's some purple, some blue, some pink. Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. And here I used pink color in the pot, and after I was done with it, I speckled with some purple, and I also used what's it called in English? Sprinkles, candy sprinkles, like you have on a cake to decorate. So it's a little bit of pink speckles in it as well, which is the sprinkles. That's really cool. You can use a lot of different things to color your yarn or dye your yarn, and I really like that. Okay, and this is teal color, which I only took into the pot with water and vinegar. And I really, really like this yarn. I love this color. And yeah, some more teal yarn. And this I just dip dyed. So when you dye a little bit at a time, you get different shades, which is really fun. And this one I had in I have a damp oven, and I just poured on a little bit of different color and got this. So I don't know what I get because I don't use I don't write down what I use and stuff, so it's just for fun. And I like that I get I never know what I get of colors. I think that's really fun. And this I don't know, this reminds me a little bit of Halloween or like a fall color. I have a little bit more of this, so maybe some socks for the fall. And this, I wasn't happy with the color that I had first, which was a yellow, I think, and poured on some orange and some green, and it got real crazy. So some fall socks for me, I guess. But this I think is really fun. There's a lot of things happening here with the pink and the blue and teal, and yeah. I think it's fun with a lot of different colors, and I think I said that a lot of times now. I'm sorry. Yeah, but color yarn is dyeing yarn is really fun. And I really recommend Cami Knits if you haven't watched her, and if you like to dye some yarn, you learn a lot of her. She does a lot of fun things, yeah. So I really, really recommend her channel. Right. So that was my yarn dyeing. That didn't sound too well. All right. Yeah, I have some plans, of course. I do. The next thing I will start to knit on is probably some Christmas gifts. Me and another Norwegian podcasters, we have started a knit along here in Norway called, let me see if I can translate it. In good time, Christmas presents knit along or something. Only that we want to be early with the Christmas presents so that we don't sit knitting the day before Christmas Eve. Yeah. So we have started a knit along to push us to start Christmas knitting or Christmas present knitting. Yeah, so that's my plan. But you probably will see some of that later on if I dare to make another episode. And also I have bought some yarn for Friday tea from Petite Knit. I'm sure you have heard about that before. I really, really love Petite Knit. Her patterns are so easy to understand, and there's a good videos from Kimmy Munkholm that shows things you need to have help with in the patterns if you're like me and don't know everything. Because even though I knitted for 3 years, there's a lot of things I don't know, but I learn as I knit along. Learn as I knit. But Friday tea. And I bought these 2 yarns. It's Hannes Sunday yarn. It's the merino wool. Yes. And I think it's fingering weight. It's I can tell you that it's 235 meters on 50 grams. So I believe that's fingering. Anyway, I think I will have the sweater in the blue color and have white stripes. I think it will be nice. I wanted it a bit more navy, but I think it will be okay. The color is 6063 and 1001 on this. So Friday tea for me in this, but when I will start it, we'll see. I have so many plans. I have a long list that I have with plans, and I have bought yarn for. So maybe you are like me. I usually buy yarn with the plan, but the plan change pretty often because of Instagram and because of video podcasts. I blame you. I do. But I love it. I love to get inspired and see all the beautiful things people are knitting out there, and I want to knit everything. That's the problem. And I feel I have so little time. You know, I only have this life. I need to knit. So I don't know if you have the same problem as me. But yes, someday, Friday tea, it's on the plan. We'll see. There's another knit along too here. That's on pattern from a Norwegian designer called Inga Semmingsen. And there's a sweater there I really want to knit too. So maybe that's for before this, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But then I have a summer tea as well, you know. From the same designer that that designed the Midtsommer tee that I showed you earlier. She has another beautiful new pattern out called Spring Bloom Tee, and I know you can get it in English. It's so beautiful with the beautiful patterns on the arm. I can show a picture maybe. And she's called Humble Knits on Instagram, by the way. And it's this lerke yarn that I'm going to knit it in. And this, I love this color. I do. It's the number... Where are you? 8106 is the color number for this yarn. And lerke is DK weight yarn, and it's the same yarn as I used for the Midtsommer tee, so it's going to be pretty warm as well. It's 53% merino, 47% Egyptian cotton, but it's really heavy knitted up, and it's warm, so I can use it for fall, I think, with a light jacket over something. So maybe I'll do that first. I believe so. But I also have something, a project I'm going to help a friend with, so we'll see. I want to knit it all today. Please give me more hours in the day. And you know, even though I don't like that I can't go to work, because I hate that. I really, really want to work, but I can't. So when I think about that, if I put that aside, I'm lucky because I have a lot of hours in the day I can knit. So of course, I just have to think that I'm lucky because I can knit a lot when I don't have to help my kids with something or stuff like that, because you know, I have to do that too. I have to be a mom as well. But that's okay. I love to be a mom and I have a lot of time for them, so I'm blessed that way. So I just wanted to do a little bit of a shout outs to other podcasts that I've been watching in the last month. There is 3 that I have discovered lately and really enjoyed. There are many more, but they will come later on. But 3 today. The one is Hive Knits and Natters. I believe her name is Lizzie. She's a doctor, and it's been really fun the last episodes to watch her knitting history and what she's been knitting on, and her progress, and really nice, lovely podcasts that I really recommend. The other one is This Nanny Knits. She's also a pretty new podcast with a really lovely lady called, let me think, Lucy. I think it's Lucy. Also so much inspiration and just a really good time watching her knitting. So I also recommend This Nanny Knits. And the last one is Missy, the Knitting Pickle podcast. That is Laura, and also just a lovely podcast with inspiration, and she has some designs that she's working on, which is really wonderful. And you know, I can say the same about all 3 of these podcasts. They are lovely, inspirational, funny, really lovely ladies, all 3 of these, who has this podcast. So just want to shout out, I will link them below, and take a look if you haven't seen them yet. I really, really recommend it. Yeah, I think I've talked enough. I talked a long time, I feel. I will edit this and see how it goes, and see if I dare to put it out on the internet. And if you like it, I hope you will subscribe, and I will try to make a new episode in a little while. I can't make any promises for how often I do this because of my chronic illness and stuff, but you know, once in a while there might be an episode with me trying to speak a language I really don't know how to speak. But I do my best, and I hope you understood most of what I said. And if it's something you are wondering about, please ask me. I will put all my info on the screen or below, and I will make an Instagram for this podcast too, because then I can have a Norwegian account and an English one. I think that's the easiest part. Yeah. But, you know, you'll get the info. Yes. And I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful summer. I hope you have a beautiful weekend, which is about to start. And yeah, thank you so much if you have stayed with me for this time. Yeah. See ya. Bye.